Caption close as the tax cut legislation passed by the Senate early Saturday hurdles toward final approval. Republicans are preparing to use the swelling deficits made worse by the package as a rationale to pursue their long-held vision, undoing the entitlements of the New Deal and Great Society, leaving government leaner and the safety net skimpier for millions of Americans. House Speaker Paul Ryan and other Republicans are beginning to express their big dreams publicly, vowing that next year they will move on to changes in Medicare and Social Security. President Donald Trump told a Missouri rally last week, "We're going to go into welfare reform." Their nearly $1.5 trillion package of tax cuts, a plan likely to win final approval in the coming days, could be the first step. But their strategy poses enormous risks, not only for millions of Americans who rely on entitlement programs, but also for Republicans who would wade into politically difficult waters, cutting popular benefits for the elderly and working poor just after cutting taxes for profitable corporations. The way to get at fixing the debt is to feel like everybody is willing to put something on the table, said Maya McGuinness, president of the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, a bipartisan group. Once you have one side grab all it could, you're never going to have the other side show up. Even if the tax cut sparks the kind of economic growth that Republicans advertise, the tax bill will increase the deficit by $1 trillion over 10 years, the nonpartisan Congressional Joint Committee on Taxation said. And it was passed along sharply partisan lines, offering nothing to Democrats, and leaving them with no obligation or incentive to negotiate cuts to Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, the entitlement programs that are driving up spending, but also are the pride of the Democratic Party. They've just made it harder. For his part, Trump spent his campaign promising not to cut Medicare and Social Security. And Republicans probably will find, as they did when they failed to repeal the Affordable Care Act, that the public rises up to defend the programs they are trying to cut. Whatever political boost the Republicans could get for passing a tax cut could evaporate fast. Republicans are going to find that Democrats treat this tax bill the way Republicans treated Obamacare. It's not trusted by people on the other side of the aisle, said former Sen. Judd Gregg, who was chairman of the Budget Committee and a member of the Simpson-Bowles Commission, a bipartisan group of lawmakers and budget experts that produced a deficit reduction plan in 2010. It will become a target, a rallying cry, which is unfortunate, because good tax reform, when done right, is not only good for the economy, it's good for the parties. Many of the Republicans' allies have criticized the bill for adding to the deficit and not dealing with the costs that were already driving up the government's red ink. Republicans have been telling themselves for years that they wanted to get into power so they could balance the budget, reduce the debt, cut spending, and fix entitlements, McGuinness said. They've just made it harder, not easier.